Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a updated video on my Loewe mini flamenco bag. This is a bag that I know a lot of people have asked for some updates on, whether I'm still enjoying it. And I wanted to wait till I got a fair amount of play out of this bag, and it's been about over 7 months since I've had it. I do feel like I've had enough play with it to give you a proper review on pros and cons with this bag, so stay tuned for that. But before we get into that, I want to share something really exciting. Today is my first time, yes, my first time working with a brand and partnering with VIVAIA. I'm so excited to be partnering with VIVAIA because I've really been saving myself for my first time to partner with a brand, because I really wanted to ensure that I was partnering with a brand that really aligned with my personal values, but also resonated with my personal style, and it really needs to ring true to me personally. So truth be told, I was actually on the VIVAIA website Black Friday prior, so I think 2023, and I had been trying to order 2 pairs of shoes, and I couldn't order it because they were out of stock. And I remember stalking the website to see if they were restocking, and they hadn't, so it just like life got in the way, and so I never ended up ordering it. And so then when VIVAIA reached out to me, I was super ecstatic because I was like, okay, we're gonna do this and I'm gonna order the shoes, and I was able to. So I'm really excited. But what makes VIVAIA special or different is that they're focused on sustainability. So all of their shoes are made of recycled plastic bottles, which is amazing, and they use eco-friendly materials. The other thing that really stands out for me is that not only is VIVAIA super classic and timeless in their shoe styles, but they're also comfortable. Like, if you've seen my video from like 1.5 years ago, stuff that I'm finally learning in my mid-40s, one of the things I said was, I am never wearing uncomfortable shoes again. I'm so over it. Your feet are your foundation, so it's just not worth being in pain and not being able to wear pretty shoes comfortably. And that goes without saying, but it's baffling to me that there are so many shoes that are so beautiful, but you can't wear them for more than a half hour without enduring blisters and rubbing and whatever. I'm going to share with you the 2 shoes that they sent me. Full disclosure, these were gifted, so I want to be honest about that and transparent. So the first shoe I'm going to share with you are called the Anna. This is your classic timeless pointed toe shoe. It's a mid-height heel. You've got this really beautiful detail over here, which is really flattering on the foot. This has a 2.5-inch heel, and this is in the color nutmeg, which is such a beautiful neutral. So some of the things that stand out for me is that, number one, the body of the shoe, because it's made of recycled plastics, is super flexible. So it's gonna move with your foot as you walk. The height at 2.5 inches is perfection. It's also got a rubber sole, so it's going to give you the stability and traction that you need to walk.
Their shoes also have this cushioned padding around the back of the ankle or the back of the heel, and it is so comfortable, so there's no rubbing and there's no blisters.
And it's got a cushy foot bed, so you are not going to be in pain. This is so comfortable on the foot, I promise you. The second shoe I got is called the Audrey, and these are in the color black, and look how adorable this leopard is. Is it a leopard or a cheetah? This is a flexible fabric. It's a flexible shoe. It's gonna move with your foot as you walk, and it's got another very, very cushy footbed. The entire footbed is cushy. It's also got a rubber sole, so it's gonna give you more stability and a little bit more traction as you walk. The other really interesting thing is that this is machine washable. So if this gets filthy for some reason, especially if you have a lighter color, then you can just throw it in the wash, put it in like a mesh laundry bag, and you're good to go. They also have this in a variety of different colors and patterns, and also embroidered pictures. Like, they have a really cute koala, but they also have a really cute bee option. So there's a lot of options to choose from, but such a comfortable shoe. Both of these are so classic. You can dress these up or down, and they're really gonna go with every outfit. These are actual shoes that are super comfortable, and I don't say that flippantly. These are super comfortable. As far as sizing goes, I would make sure to use their sizing chart online. I just stood on a ruler and I just made sure the measurements went against their sizing chart, and my sizing was perfect. So I ordered a 36 European, which is true to size for me. Just make sure that you're using their size chart so that you don't go wrong. And I believe they'll be giving me a coupon code for my viewers, so I'm gonna put that on the screen here. So if you wanna check them out, then I will have the link below and the coupon code right on the screen and in the description box below as well. So thank you so much to VIVAIA for partnering with me, and let's get to the rest of the video. Okay, so now let's talk about the Loewe mini flamenco bag. I have a little bag charm here, which is super cute from Etsy, but this is the mini size, as I mentioned, and this is in the color burgundy. I love this bag. I've had this for over 7 months at this point, and I've got a fair amount of play from this bag, so I really do feel like I can share with you some of the pros and cons as I see it. Okay, so let's go over quality. First of all, the leather, as I've mentioned before when I first shared with you this bag in another video, which I will link above, it is so luxurious and so luscious and so yummy and smushy, and I just love how delicious this leather is. Also, it's got a suede interior, so I think that really speaks to quality as well, because you won't often see, like, you'll see leather lined bags like in Chanel or something like that, but for like a very casual kind of bag like this, you normally see something like microfiber, and this is real suede, so I just love that detail. This is a fairly unstructured bag, so there's not like sharp, harsh corners that can wear down, but there are some corners here where the stitching is sewn, and there is no wear here. Now, I've had this for 7 months, not 7 years, so I think that makes a difference, but I don't keep my bags in a bubble. Like, I take care of my bags, but I'm not like shielding them, and like, you know, I wear my bags without much thought, so there's that. And so it's worn pretty well given how I wear it. So the other pro about this bag is that it's a very lightweight bag. It's not intrusive. It's very easy to use. There's like not too much hardware other than this donut chain, which I think adds a lot of personality. I really like the personality of these drawstrings here too. It's a pretty inconspicuous bag, which I really like. And you know, other than the little Loewe gold stamp here, there's nothing else really going on in terms of branding. And also there's not any kind of hardware on the strap. So again, it's just really easy and lightweight to use. It also fits a fair amount, to be honest. For a mini bag, I can fit all my essentials. And for my essentials, it's basically my keys, wallet, phone, glasses for the most part. And I'll share some clips of what actually fits inside of what I typically carry around with me. And so I don't really feel like I'm compromising. So now let's get into the cons. Now, the cons, as I just said, is that it does fit a fair amount for a mini bag. However, I will say that because this is a bag that doesn't have like a proper closure, in the sense that there's no real secure closure, so there is a magnet on both sides here that connect. It's a good magnet, and it kind of keeps your stuff secure enough on a daily basis where it's just easy to access your things in and out of the bag. So that's great. But yes, the drawstring is there to actually close up the bag. So when you close up the bag, you kind of have to pull really hard. And then when you want to open the bag, you have to even like stretch it out with even more effort. And so as a matter of practicality on a day-to-day basis, especially when you're at like the till at a grocery store and there's people waiting behind you and you're just trying to put everything away and bag your stuff, it's one of those things where like I'm not using the drawstring ever to close up my bag and to open my bag. And so it becomes a little bit insecure. So when I'm putting my things in the bag quickly and I'm putting receipts in the bag or my card holder, for instance, I do fear that like I'm not paying attention, I'm putting things away, that like receipts will be like kind of poking out, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna lose a receipt. You don't wanna lose something that you're not intending to lose or throw away. So it's one of those things where like even I'm afraid that my card holder might fall out. Again, when I'm more in like a hurry and putting things in and out like quickly, and then you don't sometimes go back to secure things and tuck things in properly. So long story short, what I'm trying to say is that it's not the most secure, because it's a small bag. So when you have all your other things in it, and then on top of that, you're like shoving in your card holder that you just used and your receipts, there's a chance in my mind that things will fall out unknowingly. And so that kind of concerns me. And so when I think about it in retrospect, what I've gotten the next size up, which is a size small, the small was a little bit too big, I think, at least for me and my frame and what I was looking to use it for. So in retrospect, would I have considered it a little bit harder? Yes, I would have. So I would say that if you are considering the mini size, just maybe also consider the next size up in case you feel like you need a little bit more space for security. So that's all I'll say about capacity. Okay, so we spoke a little bit about capacity, and I did touch a little bit about the drawstring. So the drawstring is functional, but again, it's really hard to kind of like open and close without two hands and a little bit more effort in pulling it apart. So I would kind of consider that a con just from like a functional standpoint. It does work, it's just a little bit more effort. It's not so easy as like just zipping something open and shut. Okay, a pro is that the strap is super secure. Once you set it at the length that you want and you put it crossbody, for instance, it's not gonna move. And that is key to functionality. You don't want these knots to move. And that's great. The only thing is, what I've noticed is that because I'm wearing it with like a winter coat now that it's winter, I need this a little bit longer than I would normally if it was in the spring or summer when I'm just wearing shorts or a dress. So these knots are really kind of, there's a lot of effort that you need to make to actually move these knots and to set it at the length that you want. So this is where the con comes in. It's a little bit like if you're someone who constantly changes your bag length, because this knot is so tight, it will leave indentations on the strap of the bag where that knot had been sitting for a long time. I moved this knot probably a few days ago to lengthen it a bit, and I noticed like there's a big indentation. It seems to be softening a little bit. I don't know if you can see that properly, but it is softening a little bit, so it's a little bit less noticeable. But I guess my point is that if you are someone who keeps adjusting it, you might kind of see like the strap might get a little bit wonky over time. Will it soften? Probably, but if you're doing it a lot, it might be something that you notice, and it might be something that bothers you. So that's just something to note, and I think perhaps being a little bit nitpicky, but something to mention. So I would say, like, all in all, it's a great bag. I really love this bag. I think it's such a great bag because it is all 4 seasons. I mean, perhaps it depends on like what color you get, but I really feel like this takes me through all 4 seasons. I really feel like it's so easy to pair with all of my outfits. It's not something I really have to think too hard about. It's just an easy bag overall. These are just things that I've noticed as I've been wearing it, and something to consider and spending a lot of money on a handbag. And that's the purpose of all these reviews, so that you don't make these kinds of mistakes if you can help it. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions about this bag that I haven't addressed, then just feel free to put them in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. Also, if you are interested in VIVAIA shoes, then definitely check out the link below and also use my coupon code so that they know I sent you. Thank you so much to VIVAIA for partnering with me, and thank you guys for allowing me to share with you my first partnership with a brand. And it's a really exciting moment for me. It's not something I take lightly, and it's not something I plan to do very often. So thank you so much for sharing this moment with me, and thank you so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up. That really helps my small channel out. And if you enjoyed this video, then go ahead and check out any of my other videos here, and I will see you next time.